Welcome along to another video over at DSR. I'm Matt, and today I'll be taking you through my top 5 things I love about this BMW R1250GSA TE HP version. Coming in at number 1 on my list then, it is the versatility of this bike. By that I mean, on road it's a fantastic bike. It is an awesome road bike. It will take you wherever you want to go, whether it be a short distance, pop down to the shops, or you're going to go touring over into Europe. Not only can it handle the road stuff, it can handle the off-road stuff pretty decent as well. I bought this bike knowing I was going to be doing 90% on road, but that 10% when I go past a green lane or a byway in the UK, I could just turn down it and just go and have some fun on it. I didn't want a pure road bike. I wanted something that would give me a little bit of fun elsewhere, i.e. off-road. And obviously this bike does have all the rider modes for the road, but more importantly, it's got the Enduro and Enduro Pro rider modes. So you can set this bad boy up for off-road at the flick of a switch. Coming in at number 2 is going to be the comfort. As I've mentioned, this thing can easily do any tour that you want to throw it at, but more importantly, it's so comfortable doing it. This has got the stock seat on, and I've really struggled finding a big comfortable touring style bike where the seat hasn't given me some form of hot spots or pressure at some point. Stock seat, this BMW, I could do miles on this without moaning. Makes a change. I am old. Not only is the seat really comfortable, but the just general riding style of this. Yes, you are fairly upright, but the handlebars are in a nice comfortable position. And the good thing is you can always add handlebar risers just to bring it back towards you a little bit. Some people do that. And then the peg position is in a nice comfortable location, kind of just below and just behind your knees. You'll find if the pegs are underneath the bum area, your feet are quite far back and you've got that quite aggressive triangle between your feet, knees and hips. It's not something that you find on this bike. I know I said at the start of this video it was going to be a top 5, but I am going to add a few little bonus points of what I love about this bike, so make sure you stay to the end to find out what they are. Number 3 then is the luggage options on this bike. Whether you want soft bags or hard bags, if you want BMW official, aftermarket, there's so many different variants and options that you can do and sizes. I think it's awesome. Not only have you got your standard kind of panniers on the side or your top box. On this I don't have it, I'll put it on the screen now, but you can get other bags that will then go onto the crash fairing on the side. You can get extra toolboxes that will fit on the left hand side underneath the crash bars at the rear. You got little bags that will go under the tail section. Obviously you've got your tank bag options. You can get little bags to go at the front here. You can get handlebar mount bags. There's just so many different options for carrying your kit on this bike. I love it. I am currently running the Lone Rider saddlebags. Me personally, I prefer the look of the soft bags over the hard bags. There's no real other option as to why. Each to their own, whether they want hard luggage or soft. I just feel like there's not a massive amount of other bikes out there where there are so many different luggage options or the capabilities of carrying extra kit. Coming from Naked Bikes, V4s, had the V2 of the KTM GT. I like a bike with an engine full of character, and this bike does not disappoint. Your standard inline 4 is going to be at the bottom for any form of fun factor. and then anything with a different style engine, it's just going to give you more. 1250, I think it's like 1243 cc, but 1250 engine, boxer. You can see the big boys sticking out either side, but this thing punches out 143 newton meters of torque, which means you can have fun on this bike. It's not a slow bike, it is not your standard touring bike where it's just purely for comfort. Depending what type of fun that you want to have, this bike can deliver it. Just like that. You want to have a bit of fun and mess about, you can do it, because the engine will absolutely provide for you, whether it be on road or off. Lastly then, for my top 5, the 5th thing I love about this bike is the looks and the stance it has. When I say that, I mean you just look at the size of this. Obviously this is the GSA, so it does have the 30 litre fuel tank, hence why it's bulbous and it's extra big. Nice wide handlebars, it's just got that aggressive stance. You then go to the front and it's what I call a face only a mother could love. Some people don't like the look of them, and that's absolutely fine. People thought that about the Yamaha MT-10 when I owned that. That's cool. It's not your bike, it's my bike. Whether you like it or not, don't matter. Also, what does it matter what the front looks like? It's how much fun you have sitting here. But I like the look of it anyway, so screw you. I also like the fact that you can just tell a GS by the headlight. Big stance, but then that kind of C-shaped headlight just sets it apart. It's like a KTM. When it's coming towards you, you can tell with that bug-eyed looking headlight of its that it's got. I did say I had more than 5, so that is my top 5. Bonus one, coming at number 6, is the slow speed handling of this bike. This thing weighs 280 kilos, and you do think, oh my god, it's a massive bike, and it is. It's not a light bike, but as soon as you start moving away, the weight just disappears. Like, just handles so easily for a bike of its size. And that's going to massively help out when you start doing off-road. Correct lane appreciation. Fail. That'll massively help out when you're doing your off-road stuff, because if you've done any before, you'll know it's not all about going fast. It's about doing that slow, technical, skills based stuff as well that I like doing. Did I mention engine? And lastly, at number 7 for my bonus point is the fuel range on this. Yes, as I said, this is the GSA, so it has got the oversized tank, giving you 30 litres. But I filled up the other day, went out, and my fuel range was showing 320 miles. And that is a damn sight better than when I had my Aprilia, which had 19 litre fuel tank, and I was getting 85 miles before the fuel light come on. At the minute I'm showing 105 miles left in the tank, and I've got 3 bars out of about 9. Absolutely love this thing. I use this to go back and forth to all the dealers that we work with, and it just means not filling up once or twice every single time I go out on the bike like it was with the Aprilia. Just having that ability to fill up once and then do a week or 2 of riding is perfect. And if you're then going to start doing a tour and going to Europe and that, it's just another thing that you don't have to think about. Like today, currently on my way to Holeshot, Kawasaki, taking out the 1000 SX to review. We'll we'll see how it compares, the Adventure Tourer to the Sports Tourer. Because I almost bought the 1000 SX as the replacement bike after my broken KTM GT. Check out the video, top corner. But the BMW won. And there we go, ladies and gents. Like I said, look at the front of that. Big, beastly, the way I like it. I will be doing a top 5 things I hate about this bike coming very soon. So if you want to watch that video, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. But more importantly, like this video, leave a comment below, tell me what you think of my BMW R1250 HP model. Till the next one, ride safe.